Welcome to the presentation where we will look at the BSc Honour in Event Management. My name is Dr. Adrian Devine. I'm the course director for the programme, and the programme is designed to develop business leaders for the events industry. What we're going to cover today is some key questions which potential students coming onto the course will want answered. Why study event management at Ulster? What will you learn? How will you be taught? How will you be assessed? How will we support you as a team? You'll also hear what our current students think of the course, and we finish off talking about future careers. So why study event management at Ulster? Well, first of all, it's an accredited qualification. We are accredited by the Institute of Hospitality, and therefore we're recognised throughout the world. Another key selling point for the course is the fact that we offer students the opportunity to get involved in the planning and organising of live events through each year of the course. We also work very closely with industry, and later we will talk about the importance of placement year and why that helps students on the programme progress into managerial positions once they graduate. In the previous slide I mentioned that we are recognized, we have a recognized qualification, but we're also held in high esteem throughout the world. For example, we're ranked in the top 10 in the Guardian University Guide, and we're also currently ranked in the top 10 of the QS World Rankings for hospitality and leisure management. So you can rest assured, if you decide to come onto the program, that it is a quality program with quality teaching. So what will you learn then? I suppose we could break it down into three main streams. Obviously, as the name of the title would suggest, we have the events modules. So as I said, you'll be involved in live events, organising and planning live events. You'll hear about the industry, and you'll get a good insight into what it is to be involved in different types of events. The events industry is very broad. So we'll look at sporting events, we'll look at festivals, music, we'll look at corporate events, and as I said, you get a chance to get involved in organising and planning events within these areas. A key area of the course as well is management. We have as a BS honours in BS honours in event management, and that's key when it comes to when you graduate and you're looking for employment, because we have a key management modules throughout the course, and so we cover, for example, in first year we have an introductory management module, but in second year we have we look at marketing, we look at human resource management, we look at accounts. And then finally, you have the opportunity to specialise in one of those areas within those core management areas. And running parallel to the modules is also the transferable skills that you'll gain from being involved in live events, organising live events, such as working in groups, working in teams, project management, being able to communicate with stakeholders. So there's a range of transferable skills that you'll also take into the world of employment. In terms of the course, the structure of the course is designed to give you the skills and experience needed to start your career. It's a 4-year course, but just note that placement year is an optional module. Placement is an optional module, so the third year of the course, you can decide if you want to do it, although later on I will stress the importance that we place on placement year in terms of getting you into employment. But if we go through the 4 years of the course, then the first year is designed to introduce you to the fundamentals, coming into a degree program can be a big step. So we have study skills modules, but we also have introductory modules in the areas of events and management. And a big part of the course is also the digital side. And so we have a number of digital modules too that introduces you to that area. And second year, you take a step, build on your knowledge from first year, and you take a step towards, I suppose, a more rounded knowledge of the industry. So in second year, you will be involved, as I said earlier, that we will be involved in the management modules such as marketing, human resources, accounts, but you'll also be involved in modules looking at, for example, at corporate events. You get the chance to organize a corporate event, such as a conference or a business event. We also have the opportunity to look at the issue of sustainability and ways that, for example, event organizers can contribute to global warming, can help prevent global warming and damage that has been done to the environment. So we get a more in-depth analysis of the events industry and how it can impact the world and the external environment that we live in. Placement year, as I said, is an optional year, and I'll give you more detail on that in a few slides. And then in the final year, you have the chance to apply your knowledge, and you also have what's known as optional modules. So you have a choice between, for example, research paper or a business plan. The research paper is, for some universities, you might call it the dissertation. Basically, the research paper we have is a mini dissertation. And all students can opt to do a business plan, which, as the name would suggest, it's if you've got a business idea, you develop a plan that allow you to set up your business and run it for 2 to 3 years. That's the plan, covers those initial 2 to 3 years, which then you can grow your business from. There's also optional modules too in terms of the core management modules, such as human resource management, marketing, or accounts. So you select one of those. How will you be taught? So again, what we try to do is we give you a mixture of theory and practice, and that should lead to employability. So we will have the theoretical modules, even, for example, in the event-related modules, whilst you might be involved in organizing a practical live event, and you do get the chance to do that in every year of the course. There's also underpinning theory in terms of event management, project management, and regardless of what year of the program you're required to organize the event, you also have to evaluate the event, and that's the chance. In that event evaluation, you get the chance to apply the theory to the practice. But then, of course, there's some modules that are more theoretical, such as the management-related modules. We have an e-business module. We have a research methods module. So there are some modules that are more theory related. But ultimately, the aim is to make you employable. So a question that a lot of students will ask is, well, what does a typical working week look like in terms of our working week? I suppose it is a studying week when we come to university. Well, as I said, you have a number of modules to complete each year. So in total, you'll do 3 modules. The course is over 4 years, and it's broken into the university life. We have first year, we have semester 1, semester 2, second year the same, and then final year semester is the same. So there's 2 semesters, and in each semester you will cover 3 modules. And so you will, on an average, normally you'll be in for a day for each module. And you will study, so you'll be on average. Normally the case, sometimes it might mean 4 days, but on average you'll class contact three days a week. And of course, then the other time you have to do, you'll be involved in volunteering, you'll be involved in organizing events. Of course, you'll be doing your extra reading, you'll be doing and organizing your events, getting prepared for the events, working in groups, etc. So you'll be prepared for your assessments and that. We do have a very well-stocked library, and it's all online, so it's easy to get the information. And another key question that we have is, how is the assessment broke down? we will be predominantly be coursework based. There will be a few exams, a few class tests, but it's predominantly coursework, given the nature of the modules that you cover. And that the assessment could range from your typical essay or your evaluation report right to more advanced, such as video blogs, to e-portfolio. So there's a range of different types of assessment. And in terms of the practical, given the fact that our course is a vocational course, so there's more practical involved in it, and some of the more theoretical courses. So you have, as I said earlier, you have an opportunity to get involved in a live event in each year of the course, at least one live event. And I mean, when I say involved, I mean actually organize the event. So examples there are on slide, for example, are events that students have organized in first year. So if you're just before COVID, which students organized Take Me Out, and then the last couple of years we've had students around Christmas time, or first year students organized the Santa 5K walk run, which is a social event, and obviously a big emphasis on the theme would be mental well-being and physical fitness. So you organize basically what you do in the final year as well. Second year, you get involved in a live event in each year of the course. And what you do is you plan in groups, you decide what the event is, you develop the event, you promote the event, you basically take charge of the event, and then you run the event, and then you evaluate the event. And that's basically where the learning comes in. So you can then apply your knowledge to how you can improve the event if you were to run it again. So plenty of opportunities, and it is fun, but there's obviously a serious element to it. You'll be involved, for example, in risk assessments, you'll be doing environmental audits, you'll be working with key stakeholders, and we work with, for example, on the screen there, we had Take Me Out. Well, in that case there, the students work with a local events promoter. He comes in, offers a range of different events that the students can help organize as part of his package, that he then basically contracts that out to the students. They go off and organize it. In this particular case here, Take Me Out was organized in the Students' Union. Likewise, we also work with the sports centre at the university to organise the Santa 5K. So we always work with organisations, and we also link in with charities. And for example, there you see on the screen, we for the Santa 5K, we work with Diabetes UK, and because of the health and well-being slant, we also work with our university charity Mind Your Mood. As well as getting involved and taking ownership of an event and organising it from start to finish, we also give you opportunities in each year as a course to get involved as a volunteer and gain real-world experience in live events. So, for example, we've had students involved in the Open Golf, the major event that came here to Northern Ireland in 2019. So the students were involved in organising and helping that out there. But every year, as part of our first year module, we have students involved in the largest participation outdoor event in Northern Ireland, the Belfast City Marathon, which one of our ex-graduates actually is the senior manager at. And then we also have students working with an organisation called the Special Olympics. And I'll just give you a little insight of what, in that case, what we do with the Special Olympics and the opportunities, how just to give you a grasp how it would work when we talk about volunteering. So in year one, for example, so the Special Olympics runs a training program and competitions for children and adults with an intellectual disability. So they have a year-long program. So our students in first year they will register with Special Olympics, and again, there's specialist modules that the Special Olympics organise that you will complete to be able to safeguarding and etc. That will allow you then to be able to get involved with the Special Olympics. And you can only get involved if you are officially complete those courses. So we build that into the course, and then the students who complete that in year one get registered and then go off and are required to volunteer at a number of events with the Special Olympics. Second year, the students, again, we have the Special Olympics coming in, and they do an event management workshop as part of one of our modules, and the students then go out and because they have more event management experience, they will go off and work on a supervisory level with the Special Olympics. For those who are interested in doing placement with the Special Olympics, there is an opportunity to do your 48-week placement there with that organisation. And then in year 4, we actually get the students, 4 students are selected based on how they performed over their performance with the Special Olympics over the previous 2 to 3 years. And they then will be selected to organise an event, not volunteer, but actually organise the event, take ownership of the event for the Special Olympics. So we've had in the past students organising an aqua event for the Special Olympics, where you had the students being in charge of 500 athletes, and they would be responsible for coordinating and managing up to 90 volunteers. And so again, it's a great learning experience. So that's an example when I talk about getting involved in volunteering. Another way that we give you real work experience if you come onto the course is the modules that maybe not with the event in the title, but there's other modules there that are extremely important. So for example, in the final year, you have a module called e-business strategy. There's a strong theme throughout all 4 years of the course as well on the importance attached to, growing importance attached to the digital side and the use of technology in promoting and managing events. So our students get the chance to do in the final year an e-business strategy module, where they will go off and work with a local business. So they're divided into groups, and they're allocated a business to work with, and the business will have a technical problem that the students then can go and work on. It could be either in the past, we have students, for example, developing an app for the business, developing a website, and again it goes on the different things that it's up to the business what basically, and liaison with the module coordinator what the students are going to be involved with. So it's a great learning experience. And then there's another module in final year called creating visitor experience. Events is all about creating that experience, that magical experience. So we have students there who are and that module don't actually organize a live event. They actually have to organize a virtual themed event, and they again present that in a Dragon's Den style format to a panel. So again, real life experience and different types of assessment. And of course, then I've mentioned it earlier, we have in third year of the course, there's the option of taking a 48-week paid placement. That can be based in Northern Ireland, or it can be international. We have students, for example, often go to America we work closely with the likes of Disney, and we have students work with strong links with country clubs in America, where they would have a range of events, particularly golfing events. So there's opportunities abroad as well. While it's optional, we would really encourage it. Number one, you get an extra qualification. You get a diploma in professional practice if you complete your 48-week placement. And it's also shown that students, you build up a very those who take the placement will build up a strong professional network, and are more likely those students who complete placement will be more likely to be in a full-time paid professional employment within 6 months of graduating. And that's what the figures show. And the students gain so much knowledge in placement, they're more likely to achieve a higher final degree classification, overall higher mark in their degree in final year. So we strongly recommend placement, but it is optional. So how will we then as a team support you? Well, there is small class sizes. Compared to some courses, we have to keep the classes restricted because of the nature of the course. We are involved in groups, organising events, and there's only there has to be a cap on the number of students. We also have a buddy system, student buddy system, where you would have, when you come in first year, it's a big step up into university life. So we will partner you up with a mentor in second year, and the second year student can basically help you settle in and answer any questions. Of course, the staff are there to do that as well, but it's also nice to have a student to be able to talk to. The staff, we have an open door policy, And just for, I know it might not mean much to you at the minute, but for at the end of all universities in the UK have to complete what's known as a national student survey at the end of their degree programs, and it's based all about your experience and how much you enjoyed the course, the quality of teaching, your opinion on the course. Of the last 5 years, we have achieved 100% score in that, which is extremely well. As you imagine, we can't get any higher, but that's a very, very high score, and we're very proud of that. So our open door policy works. We're friendly, the staff are approachable. We have a range of online resources because we're aware that a lot of students travel and they may not be able to make access to the library as much as they want, but we do have a well-stocked library. We have a career sessions built into the degree because ultimately it's about employment, and we have a wide range of student support services available as well. So the student experience there, I'll just give you an insight into one particular student, Patrick Mooney, who just graduated. Patrick, one of the reasons I've taken Patrick is because he was an excellent student, but he also came from a background where a lot of people think coming onto the course that they have to have an experience of being involved in live events. He hadn't any experience being involved in live events. He didn't do a business qualification prior to coming onto the course. In fact, his A-levels there was English literature, religious studies, health and social care. But he really did well in the course, and this is some of his views. He talked about when we interviewed him, we had a huge range of interesting modules to help his career. He talked about that. He really enjoyed the hands-on experience and not only learning in the classroom. And he mentioned that it helped him develop personally and professionally. As I said, you have a chance to network, you have a chance to go out and meet as a part of organising and volunteer at events. You get a chance to meet other people, so you get a chance to network and build your confidence up that there. And he was also complimentary of the staff, and the always supported no matter what the issue. For Patrick, in first year of his course, as part of his introductory event management module, his group organised an event called Love Island Live, and again they developed that theme based on the TV show, and they raised over almost £1,000 for a local charity. And again, it was a huge success. We sold out the Students' Union on a Monday night at the university, and it was a great event. So there's a lot of creativity involved. So that was that he really enjoyed being involved in that. They also loved working. They also highlighted and loved the business strategy module. In that case, there he worked, as I said earlier. You get a chance to work with a local organisation. In this case, Padra went and worked with Ulster Rugby and helped them design, I think it was a website. He also talked about the creating visitor experience module and how he liked being creative and coming up with ideas. And he also did a business plan, and I actually supervised his business plan. And again, it was to do with how you would promote an event. And he set up an event management company specializing in a particular theme. His theme was tropical themes of events. Again, I haven't got time to explain it, but it was a really good concept, and he plans to run that out over the next few years once he gets established after graduating. The student experience again in third year, as I said, it was a module. The placement is an optional module. Padra said that he would do that, and he really enjoyed it. He worked as a corporate event assistant with Tourism Northern Ireland, which has a large events department. In fact, it is the national agency for events in Northern Ireland. And again, an excellent hand-on experience. He was involved in delivering a wide range of events, both face-to-face and virtual events. And he talked about he created an excellent network over the year, and he would describe it as the best year he ever had. So that's just a little insight into the student experience. So as I said, what are employers looking for? Ultimately, you're coming onto a degree program thinking about what's the end product, which is your job at the end of it, your employment or prospects. As I said, we have accredited qualification, we have practical experience, you're involved in live projects, and you become a very good presenter, a good communicator as a result of being on the course over the 4 years. So what sort of careers do you go into? Well, obviously event management, and event management, as I mentioned earlier, can be in the area of festivals, music. Big area would be corporate events, business-related events, sport. So there's a whole range, wedding fair, there's a whole range of different types within the event management area. Of course, then we have a lot of our students end up going down the PR and marketing route. There's quite a few jobs there, and there's no strong overlap between PR and marketing. For example, if BMW or Coca-Cola are launching a new product, they will obviously have a PR and marketing team working and organizing events to launch that out. So again, there's a lot of job opportunities there. Because events are projects, and we do project management in the course, students end up and down the project management route. They also become venue managers. There's a big overlap, and events fit well into the area of leisure and sports management. And quite a few of our students go down in the route of hotels, because hotels are constantly organising functions, and we have event managers within the hotel side. And then, of course, there's a big strong overlap between tourism and events. Quite a number of our students end up working, for example, with local councils in their events department, working in parallel with the tourism bodies in the area. And just to note there, every year the students, once they graduate after 18 months, they have to complete a survey stating where they were employed. So after 18 months, we had 81% of our students in a professional managerial position 18 months after graduating, which is pretty impressive. So just to give you a little insight, those are all facts and figures, just to give you a little insight here of what type of careers our students go into. And I've just taken these profiles from the LinkedIn page from our previous students. And we have Orla here, who's events coordinator at Derry City and Strabane District Council. Orla actually was a corporate manager before coming home, was the corporate manager with Sunderland Football Club. And she was also the corporate manager, was headhunted and was the corporate manager at Man United Football Club. So organising events there. We have Rebecca Saramaki, and she's the creation management manager at Titanic Belfast, one of our largest visitor attractions in Northern Ireland, and they host a range of events. Claire Steele is a wedding coordinator at the five-star resort in Northern Ireland, the Gulgorm Resort and Spa. We have Matthew Hines. He's a deputy general manager at the Four Seasons Hotel in Carlingford, where he was involved in a range of different events there, and of course managing the staff. We have quite a few of our students go off, as I said, go down the marketing route. Because there's an overlap between marketing and events. So we have Ashley here, who is a chartered marketer now and a senior digital marketing executive at Flint Studios. There's also a lot of e-business and technology and digital content within our course, and quite a few of our students go down that route. So we have Lee here, who is said that they really like the e-business modules. And he ended up now working with Canius as a business development manager and focuses in on artificial intelligence. So in terms of to finish off then, how will we support you? We have small class sizes, and as I said, our open door policy, I really stress that. It's a big step up to our university life, and I just want to show you the slide again, just to emphasize that it is a big step moving into university, but we are proud of our national student survey results. We look after our students, and our open door policy, the small class sizes, our student buddy system, all has worked very well, and the students get a good experience. Now, if you are interested in the course we have here, you'll see the link. I have developed a bite-sized taster module, which you can access on the link below. And basically gives you, it's a little fun module. You actually do get a university certificate from Ulster if you complete it, but there's 3 small mini modules called Introduction to Event Planning, Marketing, the Event Experience, and sustainable event management. So that's available at that there link. You go on, you complete the course. It'll take no more than an hour in total, and you can do it at your own time, whatever suits. There's 3 different sections to it. But it gives you good insight into is event management really what you want to do. So you can chance to look at that if you are interested in the course. Just remember that courses can be slight changes within some of the module areas, and you can contact the course team for the most up-to-date modules. But at the minute, those are the modules. There have been no changes at the time of this presentation, but you can always contact the course team. Entry requirements you can see there with the details on the screen, and the course itself is based on the Coleraine campus, which is a very beautiful campus, I have to say. It's in the rural parts just outside in the north coast of Northern Ireland. It's beside the seaside towns of Portrush and Portstewart, and we have a range of large outdoor events and indoor events, and we're beside the seaside. So it's actually a very, very nice campus, and we also have our Riverside Theatre, which the students get involved in and helping out at as well. So there's just a summary of the course, and if you have any questions, there's the details, and if you're ready to apply, there's the link to UCAS. So good luck with your studies, and I hope you find this talk informative. Thank you.